a question which is extremely relevant these days and always is in regards to talking during Psukei Dezimrah. So we know that Psukei Dezimrah begins with Baruch She'amar, the bracha Baruch She'amar, and concludes with the bracha of Yishtabach. And as it pertains to talking, both the Rif and the Rush write that accordingly one may not interrupt between those brachos of Baruch She'amar and Yishtabach, as the Mishnah Berurah points out, because they are viewed as these bracketing brachos, so it would be inappropriate to interrupt between those brachos. The Beis Yosef quotes from the Kolbo that even though when it comes to interrupting between Yishtabach and the bracha of Yotzer Or, the first bracha of Birchas Kriyas Shema, even though we try not to interrupt, for a Dvar Mitzvah, it may be permitted. But even if that's the case during Psukei Dezimrah itself, between Baruch She'amar and Yishtabach, then even for a Dvar Mitzvah, it would seem highly discouraged, and unless there are obviously extenuating circumstances. There are many details as to when it is appropriate to interrupt in regards to answering different amens, Dvarim Shebikdusha, not Baruch Hu Baruch Shebo. So there are many, many details exactly when, what if somebody is late and is reciting and the tzibur is up to Kriyas Shema, when they're up to and still in the middle of Psukei Dezimrah. So there are many specific scenarios and halachos in regards to when it is appropriate to interrupt in the middle of Psukei Dezimrah. But as a whole, it is viewed very strongly that one should not interrupt, should not be mafsik, should not interrupt in between these brachos of Baruch She'amar and Yishtabach. As I mentioned, there are many details, but many of those are beyond the scope of this short discussion. But again, the general disruptions and interruptions are highly discouraged. One practical piece of this all is as it pertains to many of us today who are, I can speak for myself, for our own shul, that we are davening, the minyanim are beginning from Shachris and not from Psukei Dezimrah. And when we recommend that people daven Psukei Dezimrah at home and then come to shul, so it's important to recognize that based off of this, for these reasonings, one should actually daven through Yishtabach at home, finish the bracha of Yishtabach, and then travel to shul, rather than finishing as Yashir, getting up to Yishtabach and beginning from Yishtabach in shul. That is why we recommend that the Chazan will actually daven Psukei Dezimrah at shul if possible, so that he can go from Yishtabach. But for everyone else that is traveling to shul, one should really conclude Psukei Dezimrah, including Yishtabach, because it's better to interrupt after Yishtabach than before Yishtabach, as Yishtabach is viewed as the concluding bracha of Psukei Dezimrah. So again, generally it is extremely discouraged, and one should not interrupt when at all possible, unless it's absolutely necessary, between Baruch She'amar and Yishtabach, and even then there will be specific guidelines. But because these are viewed as two bracketing brachos, one should really not interrupt between those, again, except for extenuating circumstances or some of the more details in regards to when it is appropriate to interrupt. Have a fantastic day.